What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 12th episode of To Your Eternity. This one's titled Awakening, and is a very fitting title for what is kind of the finale of this arc, I guess, is probably what it's going to be. We do have a special recap episode, or at least I'm assuming a recap, next week. It's a special, as it's listed anyway, so whether we actually watch it or not, I don't know. I think it's just going to be a recap of the first 12 episodes, and then we'll go into the next part. At least that's what I'm assuming. I'll double check obviously at the time and see if there's anything new in there that's worth reacting to. If not, we'll probably just leave it, and then we'll go about our business, putting this back onto the regular schedule along with the rest of the summer season that will be kicking off very, very shortly. In fact, if you're watching this one as this comes out, or when I plan for it to come out, we're really not that far away from the next season really kicking off. I think it's not tomorrow's shows. I think it's the day after. Yes, I think. Anyway, very, very soon. Next couple of days, anyway. So yeah, episode 12, Awakening. I wonder what's awakening. It's got to be something in Fushi, almost certainly. Like, it just seems likely. Something will awaken in him, more power of some description, maybe. Another learning moment for Fushi, probably. But we're currently at Rin's place because it's her current birthday party, and Gugu has showed up, much to everyone's dislike, really. They don't think he deserves to be there, which is, I guess, fair from their point of view. And she's kind of being forced into marriage with someone, which is very, again, typical for the time. It's just a very typical plotline to be following. And she's obviously thinking of Gugu because of that drunken confession 4 years ago, of which Gugu does not remember because he was just that blackout drunk. And yeah, we also had a moment with Gugu's brother. Brother showed back up, doing better apparently, and was trying to make amends in a way, I suppose. But Gugu's just like, no, it's over. There's no point trying to dredge this back up. It's over. Go live your life. Do what you will. And he's just trying to move on from it. But he does actually give the ring back that Gugu gave to him in that moment where you saw him like beaten up outside on the streets or starving or something like that. Probably both. And actually has given it back to Gugu. Which... yeah, Rin's surprised that Gugu held onto the ring for so long instead of just, like, getting rid of it. Also, I think just, like, reaffirms, like, who Gugu was to her in her mind, which is something. And then, yeah, we go to the mansion. Gugu is meant to be confessing for Rin. I think that's what Fushi was kind of pushing for. It's nice to hear Fushi's voice now, like, becoming more developed. It's kind of interesting to see. You can tell from the way you can tell from just the voice acting performance how like Fushi has learnt a lot more in going on that. He's still missing some core concepts of human life, which is expected. You can't really learn all of human life in 4 years. I mean, it takes some of us 20, 25 years just to get to an acceptable level in society, let alone what you can achieve if you study up a lot. So, he's got some ways to go, Fushi. But it's right at this moment that they're out on the balcony, Rin and Gugu, that the knockers have attacked. They've come knocking, as you will. And they've split Gugu off, and he's falling off the cliff and into the water by the looks of things. Whether that's the end of him, I think that'd be a really shitty way for him to just go out like that. I feel like they'll give him at least a proper death if they're going to kill him off, because I get the feeling that Fushi's probably going to get his form at some point in the future. That would be a shitty way for him to die off if he just fell off the cliff, right? So, I want him to get his moment. However, I feel like, is Gugu's fire going to be effective? Because why haven't the knockers attacked in 4 years? The only thing I can think of, other than just waiting for a good opportune moment, when their guards are down maybe, and not around, well, they're around a lot of people. This is the most public attack I think the knockers have done, which is interesting. Or the knocker, I should say. I say knockers as if there's multiple. I suppose there have to be multiple since we've defeated 2 of them, right? Don't know how it works. yeah, this is the most public place they've attacked, and if they've waited 4 years for this moment, there must be some reason. I would wonder if, now that it's learnt about fire and its vulnerabilities to it, if it's warded against it in some way. That would be the ultimate despair, right, Gugus? For like, I'm going to save you, Fushi, and the fire does nothing. That would be. I'm not gonna lie. If I was the writer for this show, I would incorporate that into the story. Just the utter despair of knowing the one thing that you think you can do to help the situation is no longer there, and it's like you are now completely powerless. You're just a human versus this monstrosity. That would be a nice bit of despair that honestly I would really like to explore in the story. Anyway, who knows? We might actually get that way. So we're gonna load the episode up here, as per usual. These are time-based format accents here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture and picture, go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture and picture actions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Symphogear G, and Lock Rise Season 2. World Trigger and Symphogear will be coming a little later. They will be slightly later than some other shows, but they will come out on time as best as possible. World Trigger will probably be delayed because, well, it should have already been up by the time I record this, let alone when it's actually going to go up. But they'll all come out in time. I want to be fully caught up before I record the first show of the new season. That's my plan. Whether we get there or not, who knows? It's really just gonna see what happens kind of deal. And yeah, movie reactions with Patreon. I'm figuring them out. We will get to Pancreas, I swear. Just give me a bit of time to kind of sort things out. I think I have a place for it, but I'm not going to confirm it just in case, something else happens, because I've been going through the ringer recently. Like, tech issues have really started to become a thing. Like, this battery has pretty much died at this point. My phone battery has pretty much died at this point. And that almost got me in trouble on a train home. That was a nightmare. Yeah. Things have been going bad of late, so I'm not going to try and settle into anything just yet. But here on YouTube, we do time-based. So bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then play, start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. We'll watch this one on Crunchyroll as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. No logos or anything at the beginning, we're just going straight into the episode from a fade-in. We'll probably have a little bit of a recap as well, and then probably the OP after that. So you can use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my head to tell when the scenes are transitioning. That should be synced up as well. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. And including physically as well. Now, will his form revert? I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, that flower. I forgot they brought that flower into it. And there it goes. Off the cliff he goes. OP time, alright. Got an attack coming. We haven't met some of these characters yet, so... I wonder if we'll get a new OP as well for the second half of the season, as it were. Because there's only 8 episodes after this. Not the another full 12. See, here's the thing. He has his face normally there in that shot with Marine, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, the way they did the aged up, like, future ideal March makes me think like that's the future ideal Gugu that he has in his mind. That's just my kind of horrid feeling on that. I guess we'll see though. I mean, he's one of the forms in the orb there as well, so it's like, Alright. Here we go. Beneath the ground, okay. It's been setting up, okay. That's why now, and it took so much time. Oh boy. Nice save, nice save. Oh, monster has been revealed. You just know that he'll be blamed for it now. Now that a monstrous form has been shown, even if he was protecting people. Oh, he's holding on, okay. Oh, he's holding on. Oh, that's creepy. That's very creepy. Oh. Okay, they managed to pull him up. Okay. What was that implanting thing, though? That's absolutely implanting something in. There's no wound either. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, moving. Nice work, Gugu. What about Fushi? What's happening with him? You had a chance to say it there, but okay. He's got to check on Fushi. Okay. Wait. Reverted to boy form? Aha. Okay, so does not have memory of that form. Interesting. Oh, hello. Took its bear form. Poor. So, looks a little different. But it's stone. That's not going to do anything. It's stone, not root. Yep. Yep. It's learned. Okay, I'm whoa. Glad they utilized that aspect. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, there's no way that would have supported that weight, but sure. Oh, it's sealing him back in? Or just, yeah, crush him. Off goes March. Using the forms to their full effects. Love it. They said the core is what? Beneath the ground somewhere, right? Sure. Yep. Nice. That's kind of cool. Fire's not completely useless. But I don't think this had the core in it. I think this was just like a golem that they were controlling. Huh? What's he doing? Oh. Maybe that was the core. Maybe that was the core then. Nice. Ah, eh. I'm still concerned about what was planted in him. Hmm. Uh huh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, that was beautifully gruesome. And the next form. Oh shit, was it Reem? That was Reem, right? Yep. Yes, we need to get out of here. If it's rooted itself here, then it probably isn't that mobile to the point of being able to chase us for long. Also, Fushi should be able to recover from that. Might take a little longer since we've been completely crushed, but... Goodbye, mansion. Yeah, I can see it. You should. Okay. I thought my screen turned off. No, that was part of this episode. What? What's with the ticking and the convulsions? Jesus. Huh? Did they make it out? Oh, he's... He did it. Oh boy. It's not gonna work against stone. You need some real intense heat to melt through that. It's the first time we actually get to hear him speak out his emotions on something like this. Previous times he didn't have a grasp on language and much emotion either. Holy shit. Cannonball? Like, Jesus. Whoa. What happened there? Whoa. Who did that? I mean, that's your core. What? Oh, he just left. Is he going to? Yeah. So she got out somehow. He did not, though. There's the brother. Yep. Heel's face was all part of this dream sequence, just like Grown Up March. It's just cruel to do this bit afterwards. So very, very cruel. Hmm. Oh. He sees the truth as well. Can't interact with it. That's really cruel to do that. Doesn't want to put anyone else in danger. Hmm. That's the worst bit, I think, for Fushi that weighs on his mind. Not only is he losing people, but he knows they're coming after him. She's awake as well. Okay. Uh-oh. Isn't this... Oh, no. Oh, Fushi. Yeah. Wait, really? We're gonna... What are you thinking here, Fushi? They're going along with it. This is so much crueler on her, though. God, this is so much worse for her. The ring, yeah. Slip there a second. Why are people so low res in that image? It was weird. Um. Yeah. Hmm. You can't. She knows, yeah. No previews. So yeah, she knew at that point. She knew what was going. I thought that would have been real rough, like to pretend for that moment, and then to take him as well. It's like, did you really have? I guess Fushi couldn't bear to see her like that. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he was just trying to get people to forget him. Perhaps like forget anything about me, and I'll never bring trouble to you again. Maybe that's kind of what they were going for there. I did find it a little odd the way they approached that aspect of it, but I'm sure if I actually like thought it through, no, it would make a lot of sense in the moment. Okay. I'll be honest. Okay, so this one, the loss of Gugu has not been as emotionally impactful on me as March. Now, there are two reasons mainly for that. Firstly, the March one was kind of unexpected. I really didn't expect them to go that quickly into maybe killing off a potential main character. I really didn't expect that one. That came out of the blue. This time, I kind of expected it. I feel like I don't want to get too attached to characters anymore because I feel like they're going to die. Like, whoever the main character of an arc is, I don't feel like I want to get attached for that reason. I feel like I know their death is coming. Especially certain characters like Gugu, who has been shown in the OP as such. That's the first reason. Second reason, March is a young girl. And for some reason, I don't know why, but whenever in most anime, the things that get me closest to crying are young girls, basically. Like, especially like father-daughter relationships, like we saw with Kaku Shigoto, for example. That, for some reason, that's my trigger, essentially, for what gets me incredibly emotionally attached. And it does make sense, because I don't have younger sisters. Like, I don't have, well, I do technically have an older one, but it's like half-sister, whatever. So I don't really have any experience in that sense, but I guess it's just part of my paternal instincts coming out. Like, I'm very, very protective over that type of character. And to see March go like that was quite heart-wrenching. Whereas for Gugu, it really wasn't quite so much. Maybe a part of it's also me having to suspend the disbelief that they couldn't have got out there together. Like, they spent all that time talking, which was a beautiful cinematic moment or whatever, but realistically, she should have been trying to get away. Because how did she get up and get away and be safe and he wasn't? Like, that, my brain's like questioning, okay, well, how did she survive and not him in that situation? Like, yes, he was already pretty screwed at that point. You can see him coughing up blood and he had the blood pouring out of his mask anyway. But still. Maybe my brain just took a little bit of issue with that as well still. I don't know. But it definitely wasn't as emotionally impactful. And part of that does come down to my worry as well that it might get too predictable in that you introduce a main character to the arc, you build them up and go through their character journey, and then you kill them off for Fushi. And to influence Fushi's life. That kind of feels like the generic formula of the show, and I just hope it does deviate from that in the second part after the recap next week. Or I'm assuming recap, the special next week, which is called Fushi's Journey. Yeah. So, I guess we'll see what that ends up being, but still very much enjoying the series. It's very beautiful to watch. I feel like this episode in particular, well, I just noticed it a bit more, how they were using, like, lower quality, like, almost like background character shots for characters in foreground, which was kind of weird, because you know how when you have a close-up shot of an anime character, obviously you have all the detail on the eyes and facial features and the hair and everything, and particular clothing, like especially like extravagant garments and such. But obviously when you have that character in the background, you don't really need them moving. You'll use like a very rough like sketch almost, and just use that for the characters. It felt like they were using those background sketches in the foreground a fair bit this episode. I don't know why. Maybe it's just to save a bit of budget. In those moments where you didn't really have any character movement, it was just kind of emotional building, but it just felt a little more noticeable that episode than before for me. But they've got a week off next week by the seams of it, or a relative week off, I should say. And I guess we'll see. What happens. But yeah, seeing Gugu's like full face is like, okay, yeah, they were gonna do that in the dream sequence, just like March's grown form as well. But I guess we're gonna go see that guy and girl now in the OP. I guess that would be our next arc in theory. The one with the shield and such. I guess they're next. They're either next or they're the last ones. I don't know yet. Depends how long we want to spend on the next one. Because like I said, we've got 8 episodes left in this run. I don't know what the potential is of a sequel to this. Like, the manga has been coming out for nearly 5 years by the time this finishes. I wonder if there would be enough content to go beyond that and have the second season already. If that was the case... Well, they obviously picked 20 episodes because of the story flow. So there must be an arc that just works perfectly up to the 20 episodes where they couldn't stretch it because you just go into another arc. And they didn't want to like completely stretch out the current ones. They didn't want to rush certain arcs. So I can only hope that the pacing of the show was taken into consideration, hence why we have a weird 20 episode season. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the ones per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you for the episode. Let me know if this had as much of an emotional impact on you as it did me, or if you had more of an emotional impact or less of an emotional impact. Let me know your thoughts on how it went. But don't forget to hit subscribe as well. Looks like we're on a break next week with this one, and then we'll be back the week after, and we'll have this show slot back into its time slot for the summer season, which is about to kick off on the channel. So I look forward to seeing that with you as well. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.